due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So the recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
It might help if we build a border security wall, right? Instead of having the Speaker of the House say they're immoral, even though there's one in her state, it might actually help if we built the border security wall that the American people voted this president in office to do. It might actually help if we did that. Would you agree, Mr. Homan?
Absolutely. Every place they build a border barrier, every single place they build a border barrier, illegal immigration decreased.
Wow, what really happened in this hearing will shock a lot of people. What you're about to hear isn't just political back and forth. This is a raw, unfiltered collision between law, emotion, national security, and human rights. On one side, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, questioning the morality and legality of border enforcement. On the other, Tom Homan and Jim Jordan, standing firmly behind the law, border protection, and order. This moment exposes a much bigger issue, a country pulled in two completely different directions. One side calling for compassion without borders, the other calling for order before chaos. Today, I'm going to walk you through what really happened, why the moment became so intense, and why Tom Homan and Jim Jordan made such a powerful impact in this exchange. If you like honest, clear, and bold breakdowns like this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe right now, because this channel dives deeper than the mainstream headlines. Now, let's set the stage before we roll the clip. In this hearing, the topic on the table was border crossings, asylum claims, and the family separation policy. Emotions were high. Tensions were rising. And the truth was about to clash with politics. So let's dive in and watch the clip, and see what really happened.
This start within the administration. She implemented it. And we found a memo. Dates back to April 23rd of 2018, where there was an official recommendation to, quote, pursue prosecution of all amenable adults who cross our border, quote, illegally, even though this applied to legal asylum seekers in practice, including those presenting with a family unit between ports of entry in coordination with DOJ. Here is the memo that I would like to submit to the congressional record.
What is the name of that?
It is the memorandum for the Secretary from Homeland Security.
Date?
April 23rd, 2018, subject increasing prosecutions of immigration violations.
Without objection.
And so I looked at this memo, and it seems like this is the source of it. And it seems as though, Mr. Homan, that you are the author. It says here from yourself, Kevin Michalinen, and Francis Cisna. Is this correct? Did you sign the memo?
I'd have to see what you...
Give it
I'd be happy to provide it. And we'll provide it over, but I would like to note that here it says the official recommendation. There were 3 different options presented. The third included the option for family separation. This initiative would pursue prosecution of all amenable adults, including those presenting with a family unit. Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
Right, you think about this. There was a crisis. The administration asks for help. Democrats say it's contrived, it's manufactured, it's fake, it's not real. Then when the real crisis gets actually worse, the Democrats blame the administration for the very crisis they helped create by the things they said and the fact we won't change the law. But somehow it's your problem. Somehow it's the president's problem. And we have Ms. Costello, who went down there, her team went down there and looked this all over, is the Inspector General. Said there's some concerns that she has, and the cause of the concerns they're trying to ascertain. Now, she also said agents are doing, I think your statement was agents are doing their level best. Is that right, Ms. Costello?
That's the experience of our inspectors.
So the
visits.
Inspector General goes down there with your team, and you conclude the agents, the people that Mr. Homan used to represent, are doing their darn best they can do, but they're overwhelmed. And then you also said in your statement, in your answers a few minutes ago, you're trying to ascertain the cause. Well, that's pretty simple to figure out the cause. It's the numbers. In October, 60,000 apprehensions and inadmissibles on the border, October of last year. You know what it was in May of this year? 144,000. We know the cause. They're all coming. And they're coming because things the other side's saying, and the fact we won't change 3 fundamental things in the law. And it also might help, Mr. Homan, it also might help, because these are the ones these are apprehensions, these people presenting themselves at ports of entry. It also might help if we build a border security wall, right? Instead of having the Speaker of the House say they're immoral, even though there's one in her state, it might actually help if we built a border security wall that the American people voted this president in office to do. It might actually help if we did that. Would you agree, Mr. Homan?
Absolutely. Every place they build a border barrier, every single place they build a border barrier, illegal immigration decreased.
Yeah, it would help with some of the tragic things that we have heard about, tragic situations that we've heard about the last couple of days, this entire week in this committee, that no one wants to see happen. The young mother who lost her daughter. It's tragic. No one wants those. But if we did the things you're talking about, we could help avoid some of those kind of incidents from happening in the future. Is that right, Mr. Homan?
Yeah, if I can respond
And
to that.
you're the guy who's lived it, breathed it, felt it, managed it. You know more than, you have more expertise in this area than anyone in this room. Is that right?
I believe so, but let
I know so.
me respond to the one child that died. Is tragic.
Sure is.
But you know, as long as we're showing a lot of pictures, if I can have just 30 seconds. Here's a picture. Her name is Serenity. She was 9 months old, 9 months. Raped and murdered by an illegal alien because of open borders policy. Here's Irana. She was 5 years old. Raped repeatedly and murdered by an illegal alien. Here's Louise Soloway. She was 93. Multiple rapes and murdered by an illegal alien. Here's a 16-year-old. Here's a law enforcement officer. I got hundreds of these in my desk drawer. So I've seen tears for people today, and I understand that. It's tragic when anybody dies. But let's not forget the angel moms and dads who I've all met and got to know. Their children are dying. They're separated forever. It's not a matter of location. They're dead. And a secure border would help prevent some of this. Sanctuary cities does not help this. Sanctuary cities this will increase because of the push of sanctuary cities. Come to our country, we'll protect you. You can even commit a crime, be in our county jail. We're not going to ice into the jail. So he'll go out. Recidivism rates, anybody can look them up. 50% reoffend the first year, up to 75 recidivate within 5 years. They're in the country illegally in violation of federal law. They're locked up in a county jail. Let us have access to them and do our job.
At the center of the conversation was a question that sounds simple, but carries heavy consequences. Is crossing the U.S. border illegally a crime? AOC and some lawmakers argued that seeking asylum is legal, and they emphasized international human rights and family unity. Tom Homan made it clear that while asylum is legal, how you enter the country still matters. He explained that walking across the border illegally violates U.S. law, and that the correct process is going through a port of entry. Order exists for a reason, just like a door exists so people don't break through walls. And here's where one of those quiet political truths comes in. When a house has no door, even the welcome becomes chaos. This wasn't about hate. It wasn't about cruelty. It was about order versus disorder. Next came the 2018 Department of Homeland Security memo, the document tied to the zero tolerance policy. Tom Homan acknowledged signing it, but he clarified something important. He did not draft a family separation plan to hurt families. He recommended zero tolerance for illegal border crossings, the same way any law is applied when a U.S. citizen is arrested. In simple terms, if a parent is arrested for a crime in the U.S., the child cannot go to jail with them. That is standard law enforcement procedure. And when the law is not enforced at the gate, it eventually collapses at the door. This was Homan's point. Laws must mean something, or they mean nothing at all. AOC pushed back hard, pointing out that family separation violates international human rights agreements. She stressed the importance of unity and compassion. She questioned whether the government was even keeping proper records of detained children and pregnant women. These were emotional and valid concerns, and they shook the room. But here is where Jim Jordan stepped in. Jim Jordan defended Tom Homan and the men and women of ICE. He made one powerful point very clear. They didn't create the crisis, they were sent to clean it up. He argued that the real problems were the broken loopholes in U.S. law, including the TVPRA law, the Flores settlement, weak asylum standards. According to Jordan and Homan, those laws created incentives instead of boundaries. And when a nation sends mixed signals, people will follow the most convenient path. As the old saying goes, when the rule has too many cracks, the flood does not ask permission. Jordan also pointed out that talking about abolishing ICE and supporting sanctuary cities sends a dangerous message across the world. Homan then backed it up with real examples, victims of crimes committed by people who entered illegally and were protected by sanctuary policies. His message was clear. A secure border isn't just a wall, it's protection for everyone. This exchange wasn't about embarrassing anyone. It was about control versus compassion, law versus emotion, security versus sympathy. And in this moment, Tom Homan and Jim Jordan stood firmly on law, enforcement, and national safety. You may not agree with every word, and that's okay. But one thing is undeniable. They came prepared. They came with facts. And they came with a message that many Americans feel is being ignored. That is why this moment went viral. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe strong border laws protect a nation? Or do you believe open compassion should come first? Drop your opinion in the comments section. Respectful debate is welcome here. And if you appreciate clear, honest, no-nonsense breakdowns of important moments like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who needs to see it. Because truth doesn't spread by itself, people spread it. Thanks for watching.